road trip continues here in Milwaukee, and tonight it's the Pirates and the Brewers here from Miller Park. And the folks coming in here to the stadium because the Brewers find themselves just 2 games back after sweeping the Cubs in Chicago. The Pirates try to play spoilers here as we begin this 3-game series. And welcome to the booth. Joel Block and John Wayne are with you here tonight as the Pirates back in action against Milwaukee, a team that they've done pretty well against so far this year. And if they want to play spoilers, they got to keep that going here so far.
Yeah, this is a place the Pirates never really wanted to go, Miller Park, but of late it's been a lot better for the Pirates. And this year overall, the Pirates 8-5 against them. They've pitched extremely well for a team that hits a lot of homers. The Pirates with just a 2.74 ERA, and the Pirates have hit well with runners in scoring position. You see there a 3.01 average, and they've been a lot of close games, low-scoring games too here at Miller Park. But the Pirates feel they can win here. Yeah,
the last 8 games all decided by 2 runs or fewer against these 2 teams, and the Pirates with some of their regulars back in the lineup. We'll see 2 more back today, including Adam Frazier, who, along with Gregory Polanco, both had hamstring injuries. Now they're back and healthy again.
It's nice to see these guys back. Adam Frazier quietly has put together a very nice year. He hits, even though he's up the top of the lineup, a lot of times he's hit for some power. He's driven in runs. He's going to have over 50 RBIs for a part-time guy. This inside the park home run proved that he was healthy. That's one way to test a hamstring, that's for sure, but a fun play anytime somebody gets it inside the park homer.
And Gregory Polanco trying to finish this season strong and healthy again.
You know, a disappointing year, obviously, for Gregory Polanco, and it's great to see him back out there and with a chance to finish strong. It's been not only injury-prone, but it hasn't been a great season for him offensively, so nice to see him back there. Hopefully he can finish on a good note.
Over the final 3 weeks, see what he can build upon. And Steven Brault making another audition tonight, his 2nd start of the season, looking for his first win. The Pirates and the Brewers coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Here to Milwaukee as the Pirates begin this 3-game series here tonight. And they'll send the rookie left-hander Steven Brault to the mound, who is in search of his first victory of the season and a very, very good year down at AAA.
Yeah, great numbers down in Indianapolis. You see 10-5 with an ERA under 2. Last time out, 5 innings, he gave up 8 hits, 2 walks, so 10 base runners, but minimized the damage without striking out anybody, just 3 earned runs. And we're just, I'm sure he's getting more and more comfortable here at the big league level, and hopefully today's the day where you get that first win.
And his mound opposition today for Milwaukee is Brandon Woodruff, another rookie who's just got a handful of major league starts, even fewer than Brault's 9, and has done very well so far in his brief showing in the major leagues. He'll get the start for the Brewers here tonight. And checking in with more, let's go back to our studios and Rob King with a game break.
I'm just getting coffee.
(9/11), and we think about all those who were lost that day. Milwaukee Fire Department recognizing the fallen. 343 helmets, those representing the New York Fire Department, those who were lost that day. And here, of course, a remembrance throughout our great country, thinking about that day 16 years ago. The flags at half staff, as they are nationwide here on a somber day. And we'll have some baseball, of course, to uplift the spirits. And Brandon Woodruff will be making his 5th major league start for the Brewers here today. And the Pirates trying to upend Milwaukee, who was finding themselves within 2 games of first place. Stephen Brault will get the ball in his 9th major league start. And coming around for his 2nd start now with the Pirates this season. trying to make an impression for the Pirates this year. And Rock, let's look at our Rivers Casino tips to win for tonight.
Well, there's been a bit of a power outage for the Pirates, so hopefully in this little tiny ballpark they'll find the seats. You could use the long ball here, and then Brault goes deep. You think if Stephen Brault was 5 innings last time, if he can go deeper than that, he's thrown the ball pretty well, and he's kept his team in the game. He's given them a chance, and so the combination of the two should end in a W.
Yeah, for Brault, 7 of his 8 career starts have been 5 innings or fewer. And the Pirates have not hit an outside the park home run in their last 51 innings. Of course, the Adam Frazier inside the Parker, but that could be the recipe for success. Pirates have won or leading the season series against the Brewers 8-5. Well, the Brewers have a lot to play for after sweeping the Cubs in Chicago, and so a lot on the shoulders of that young man. Clint Hurdle trying to get his ball club to finish strong this season. And the RAV4 lineup penned in by Clint Hurdle here tonight. We'll see Starling Marte back atop the order with Adam Frazier at second, batting second. McCutchen and Bell in the middle of the order with Gregory Polanco back there batting fifth. Sean Rodriguez at third. Elias Diaz making his 9th start in his last 10. Mercer and Brault round out the Pirates order.
Now the Brewers, they really like this young man, Brandon Woodruff. Big guy, big arm. Just a 1.52 ERA through his first 4 starts. You can strike you out. He has 20 and 23 and 2/3 innings. He's holding opponents to just a 200 average. This guy, good fastball, slider, and a changeup. A nasty slider as well. So this guy hopefully will make a mistake or two, and the Pirates can find those seats.
Now to Mississippi State. Drafted 3 years ago, already making his way to the major leagues. And the Honda defense for Milwaukee. That's Travis Shaw over at third base, Orlando Arcia at short, Hernan Perez at second, and Jesus Aguilar at first. Braun Broxton and Santana in the outfield with Manny Pena. Pretty good defensive catcher for the Brewers. 35% he'll throw out. That's above average. We shall never forget. Emblazoned on all the bases here, and thinking about those involved, and we'll have throughout the broadcast today some remembrances as well.
Yeah, I took a look at saw the empty seats here. I'm stunned. This place, they usually draw pretty well, and with them in the race, just 2 games out of first, I expected a big electric crowd.
Even on a Monday,
yeah,
with the team crawling right back into the thick of things. Milwaukee had been swept by the Reds, and it looked like, well, that was going to probably be the end of this improbable run for them. But that sweep in Chicago very much enlivening at least the group in white, and the Pirates will try to be a thorn in their sides here over the next 3 days. Craig Counsell, the skipper of the Brewers, taking this club that admittedly in rebuilding mode, and he's got them on the brink of the postseason, at least in contention here with less than 3 weeks to go. You talk about the bats and try to get some of the long ball. How about some doubles and triples too? Marte's also been quiet in that department for most of his time since he's returned. That'll work too. Broke his bat, and there's one out.
Hard slider. Late break. Gets it off the end of the bat.
Adam Frazier in the number 2 spot, working his way back. Very healthy now after hamstring concern, but still trying to work he and Gregory Polanco in intermittently, not all the time. And Frazier, when he's been healthy, he's had a fantastic second half. 339 since the break, slugging nearly 500. And here in this little ballpark, the panels are closed tonight. I'll cut down some of that wind. Roof is open though. And generally speaking, if it's assuming the wind is blowing in tonight, usually that's when they close the panels here. Could mean for, like you said, an opportunity for some long balls.
Yeah.
Chris Guccione is going to work the plate tonight. Bruce Streckman over at first. The crew chief is Bill Welke. He's at second. Jordan Baker over at third. There's Mr. Welke. Now even up. These two college teammates, Frazier and Woodruff, back at Mississippi State, part of the College World Series team in 2013. Thanks to Rock for looking that one up today. I can't take credit for that one.
I don't want to say I looked it up. I didn't look it up. I just thought that he went to Mississippi State, and I read that Mr. Woodruff went to Mississippi State, and I figured they were pretty close in age, so they had to have played together.
And Frazier will get the best of him. And he's aboard on a 1-out single.
Yeah, a little late on the one foul ball, and a fastball that was up was at him, and he just shortens it up. And this fastball on top of an inside, that 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Nice looking swing just under the glove. Garcia.
So Frazier, who's a very good two-strike hitter, gets aboard for McCutchen. That one's cracked out to right and deep. And there it goes. Andrew McCutchen gets the Pirates on top 2-0.
Not in the seats, but we'll take it. And Andrew, it seems like it's been a while since he's hit one, but that's a big one.
First home run since August 8th. 118 plate appearances. That's a big one. A big start for the Buccos tonight.
Oh boy, that center cut. Andrew McCutchen's not going to miss many fastballs that are down the middle of the plate, going the other way, and just enough distance.
McCutchen with home run number 24. And that really sets a tone in a hurry. And the Pirates have lost 5 in a row. They only scored 6 runs total in those 5 games. So to get 2 in the first, at least, great start. Also gives a young pitcher an early lead.
Always nice to play with a lead, and it's a big swing of the bat early.
Now Polanco will get a chance. And good to see that from McCutchen too, because he's been on a stretch here where really since the beginning of August he has the 3rd lowest slugging percentage in the National League since August began. That's an all qualified hitter. So you know, hitting like a utility infielder type guy. So we know he's capable of much more, and over here this final 3 weeks maybe we'll see him get red hot again. It's a good start tonight.
That'll be good to see.
RBI is 76 and 77. That's hooked foul. That's the first time that the Pirates are seeing Woodruff. I guess with the exception of Frazier, of course, but that's been a while. College teammates. And now that he's had 4 starts in the big leagues, you know, there's some video on him. The Pirates preparing for the game today. Hard to be very, very good early in your career and not have that little letdown at some point.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's going to happen to everybody.
I mean, Woodruff has not given up more than 2 runs in any of his starts yet. Pirates get 2 in the first. On the home run by Andrew McCutchen. Big fly number 24. And that smack gives the Pirates a 2-0 lead here in the first. And the Pirates have an early lead here in Milwaukee. And here is the Brewers lineup tonight. Hernan Perez will lead it off with Domingo Santana to follow. Ryan Braun and Travis Shaw. 3 and 4 with Jesus Aguilar. Then Manny Pena. Keon Broxton will bat 7th. Orlando Arcia, the shortstop, hitting 8th. And then Brandon Woodruff.
That's a pretty right-handed heavy lineup against Stephen Brault. 5.79 ERA, making his 8th appearance, his 2nd start. Just 9 punch-outs, 8 walks. And you see the opponents hitting .337. Righties doing most of that damage. Righties, a small sample, relatively small sample. 3.79 mark for right-handed batters against Brault.
And like you said, everybody but Shaw out of the top 8 bats right-handed. So they'll play the percentages. Perez with some power, also some speed. And most of the Brewers have pretty even platoon splits, but Perez the exception. He hits lefties very well. So putting him atop the order there. 344, 100 points higher against Southpaws. Still with some power. Easy out for Polanco to start things. And Sean Rodriguez in the game at 3rd. The defense for the Pirates tonight, Mercer and Frazier in the middle with Bell across the diamond. Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco in the outfield. Elias Diaz catching his 9th out of the last 10 now. So saying today that really benefiting from that extended playing time, feeling more comfortable, confident. Learning the pitchers, although this one very familiar with, catching him for most of the last 2 years, Stephen Brault.
I think it helps any young player the more you get to play.
And learning the opposing hitters too.
Sure, that's part of it.
He said that he sees a lot fewer shakes. Puts down the side, and it's another easy out. Broken bat right to Brault.
And again, he isn't a hard thrower. You see a couple of fastballs there at 92. One was by Santana. This one got way in on his hands. You don't see too many looping liners to the pitcher. That's how far that ball got in on his hands. And there's deception, there's movement. It jumps on the hitter a little bit. With fastball, again, not a lot of velocity, but his best pitch.
Now Ryan Braun Had some injuries slow him this season. Now the Brewers pretty much injury free at the moment, except for one key injury, and that's Jimmy Nelson, who's really emerged as their ace. He's going to be out easily the rest of the season and probably most of next season as well. Injuring himself. There's Jimmy in his last start. So if the Brewers are to make it to the postseason, they're going to be out without probably their best starting pitcher.
Bad time to get hurt. Not that there's ever a good time.
And Brault here ahead 1-2. Bidding for a quick inning, which would play into your other tip. You already got the first one out of the way. Let's see if he can go deep in the ballgame.
It's a quick first.
Polanco with the final out, and 11 pitch first inning. 1-2-3. Brault sends him down, and the Buccos lead 2-0.
AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. By Bordas & Bordas, official legal partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by Kenny Ross Subaru, total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
Second inning in Milwaukee. Pirates on an Andrew McCutchen 2-run home run. Have an early lead. Sean Rodriguez will lead it off against Brandon Woodruff. Well, Pirates have 35 men on the roster now, so finding playing time more challenging. Trying to get a look at more of the guys that I haven't seen that much of the younger guys. So guys like Sean Rodriguez, who the Pirates are quite familiar with, getting less and less playing time for right now.
Young guys, healthy guys. Sean will find his at bats.
Josh Harrison out for the season. The bat actually getting a piece of Woodruff as he scampered toward first base. We've seen a lot of sawed-off lumber here already. That maple bat.
We don't see that as often as we used to, but yeah, this again, a pitch that really got in on the hands of Sean Rodriguez. It looked like it got a piece of Woodruff's shin. Not even
pegged his leg.
You know, didn't limp, didn't rub it, didn't look at it, didn't limp.
No splinters.
Nothing.
You think it's because of those maple bats? So we've seen, I mean, Sean uses a maple bat. A lot of guys do.
Maple bats, you rarely will see an ash bat snap in half. Very rarely.
Kind of crack or splinter, right?
Double crack.
Perez with the second out.
I think I maybe twice did I have a bat that like where the barrel went flying, you know, with a broken bat. I've broken plenty, but I you know, not many where the barrel went, you know, flying through the infield. I think I could think of two. One stuck in the mound. Literally the sharp end stuck in the mound.
You get 3 points for that. Jordy Mercer sees a strike.
It's a bizarre feeling when the barrel comes off because there's no weight and you have the handle, but like the rest of your swing, it just feels so weird. You know?
You're expecting something that's a couple pounds, and
yep.
Arcia gets it over there in time, and Woodruff responds. A very quick 1-2-3 inning, but the Pirates lead them 2-0. Milwaukee on a 2-run home run by Andrew McCutchen. Pirates lead it 2-0. Good to see the Bucco fans here. And checking out our social media. Thanks to Point Park and Stephen Brault, today's starting pitcher, saying it's an honor to play with these guys. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just very appreciative. His second partial season in the major leagues, getting another opportunity. And he was posed there with Trevor Williams, minor league teammate, now major league teammate. And Brault's kind of a fun personality. He's a singer in a rock band with those cool tattoos. He's pretending that he's flexing for those guys. Really smart and funny guy. Maybe he can solve Travis Shaw, who has been very difficult, really, for everybody to try to get this season.
Oh, what a year he's having. He's 1 away from 30. Chance at 100 RBIs.
and late on 92.
Again, that's that sneaky fastball, and he's thrown a number. He's gotten already in just the second inning. He's gotten a number of swing and miss.
Now, what causes that? I mean, sometimes guys throw 99 and it's straight and you can hit it 100 miles, but
I don't know if it has to do with release point. It's always hard to figure. Certain guys hide the ball a little bit better.
very softly hit. Out of weak contact against Brault. He's retired the first 4 in order. And Milwaukee overall, they have not been scoring a lot of runs. It's really been going on since about June, but this has been a team that I think we think of as a pretty big offensive team, but the overall numbers, they've slid into the bottom third overall in runs per game this season, and it's been their pitching that has kept them around.
They have some power.
Ray Searage, Pirates pitching coach.
But they have a lot of swing and miss as well.
And Milwaukee, in terms of the home runs, they're second in the National League, but they lead all of baseball in strikeouts from their hitters. It's Eric Thames, who doesn't start against lefties anymore, hasn't for the last couple of months. He got off to that torrid start and then began chasing pitches and admittedly trying to get himself righted. Still hit 28 home runs this year. The Brewers' success has been guys like Aguilar, who was unearthed from Cleveland's minor league system, basically a career minor leaguer. He's been a productive player. We saw Shaw, who was traded for, in essence, a middle reliever. This one will curl foul. Now you need to find some guys like that and have them have those kind of career years too.
I mean, obviously, there's
some good young talent like Orlando Arcia.
Certain places, you'll have the high top prospects, and other guys they're out there. They might not be on the big prospect list, but there's guys out there that are capable.
Zach Davies was acquired in a kind of quiet deal. He's become the winningest pitcher in baseball so far this year. I mean, that's how the Pirates have built their successful teams too. I mean, it's not just the good farm system, the guys coming up, but finding especially pitchers. First strikeout for Stephen Brault, getting a chase.
When you get that sneaky fastball in there and you get a late swing, hitters tend to cheat a little bit, get that bat head going a little earlier, and so you pull the string on them, throw that change up, and Aguilar way out in front.
Manny Pena. And you say the same thing with the Pirates and Stephen Brault, for instance, because he was acquired as a player to be named later in the Travis Snyder deal. So if you get a major league pitcher out of that, that works out great.
Absolutely. You think of a guy like this as like who's the AAA pitcher of the year or most valuable pitcher. And you think that okay, if he's not a hard thrower, he's a great command guy. Well, that's not necessarily the case either. I mean, his stuff is good, but he's not a guy that's going to have pinpoint command. I mean, I think he has some deception. He has movement. Mix in the slider and change up.
Tyler Glasnow is going to get a start in this series on Wednesday. He began the year in the rotation. Pirates want to look and see what they've got. I mean, Pirates have had 5 decent or good starters this year already, but hey, let's see what else that they've got.
Well, I mean, we have a very talented pitcher in Tyler Glasnow, and it's just a matter of again, opportunity, success will obviously make him more confident, but no, he's a great talent.
Pena out to McCutchen. 6 up, 6 down for Stephen Brault tonight. And because of McCutchen, he's working with a 2-0 lead.
Milwaukee Brewers as we hit the 3rd inning here at Miller Park, as we remember the terrorist attacks of 16 years ago of September 11, 2001. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Craig Counsell was a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks at that time, and they faced the New York Yankees in the World Series. And earlier, Counsell remembered his memories and talked about his memories from that day.
I can feel how I felt, you know, still to this day when I was there for that week, and it was like, you know, I hope I never feel again. It was different, even though you're kind of doing the thing you most wanted to do in your life and playing a World Series. There was a different feeling, certainly when you're away from the field. It was a very different feeling away from the field. So it's you know, it's going to stick with everybody forever, and then certainly those feelings for me are not that far away. You know, you don't have to go a long ways to get them back.
And a lot of people remember former President George Bush throwing out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Yankees. The Diamondbacks would obviously end up winning that World Series. Obviously, that on everybody's mind, Joe, when you think about the events after that. And the fact that next time Major League Baseball resumed was the following Monday, the 17th. And it was Craig Counsell and the Diamondbacks taking on the Colorado Rockies in Denver. And Clint Hurdle was in Arizona at the time. Anyways, Hurdle and Counsell would face one another. Hurdle was a coach at that time in the Colorado Rockies system and with the Major League club. So, yeah, a lot of people remembering the events of 9/11/01 today.
Yeah, thanks for that, Robbie. As the country was on pause and in shock and in horror, and the baseball world, no exception. But the beauty of it was that a New York team, the Yankees, were going to be in the World Series that year, and of course Arizona winning it. But with New York being impacted so heavily, obviously, during 9/11, I remember at the time thinking that it was appropriate almost that, you know, it would be there for the people to grieve and then also to celebrate with the Yankees at that time.
Well, that was the biggest shock. I thought that the Yankees didn't win. It was supposed to end that way.
Yeah.
You know, there was no question it was going to end that way. I was shocked that they didn't win.
Yeah, this was a very memorable moment. The sitting president out to Just try to unify our country, a time of patriotism, and of course today Patriot Day now because of the events from September 11th, and symbolically throwing a strike. Time of strength, a time of courage, a time of sadness. We remember 9/11.
Today I was reading an article, and it's basically, I'm not even done with it. It's the longest, one of the longest articles I've ever read. It was emailed to me, and it's basically not a transcript, but conversation, different people talking about the events on Air Force One, and being, you know, at the school in Sarasota, and then you know, what was going on with President Bush and his team, and the press was. I mean, it's a really interesting read. I wish I could tell you what it's called or where to go find it, but I'm still looking and still trying to finish it up. I've been reading it for about an hour, and I still have a good bit left, but it's very interesting.
Now, many of us recalling that time, our school children learning about that.
Yes.
I think about my godson, who was born that year. He doesn't remember that, and so even the high school kids, they have to be told what happened, and so over time we don't forget, but we heal.
Marte not happy with that call. Can't blame him. Pitch good 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
Hasn't seen a strike. Trying to get out with 1 out here. Pirates leading 2-0 on an Andrew McCutchen home run in first. There's Jeff Branson, hitting coach. Jeff Livesey off to his left as well. Those two work very hard. Try to prepare the guys every day. Perez securing the second out. And the first game after 9/11 at brand new PNC Park in Pittsburgh, and just a sad time when baseball resumed. Trying to uplift those and admittedly distract a bit. And the unity and patriotism shown at that time, and it reminds us today too, I think, that we are all under one umbrella. As divisive as things can be sometimes, yeah. Today we remember that.
Sure.
Adam Frazier singling ahead of the McCutchen home run back in the first.
It's always strange when you're facing a former teammate.
Especially college, you would think, yeah. Right?
You assume they were good friends and spent a lot of time together.
Probably did some dumb stuff together.
Sure.
In college.
But well, you still have to compete and try to erase those memories out of your mind. And obviously there's, you want to beat your former teammate, win the battle.
Frazier's up 1-0 in that regard.
But I think once you get in the batter's box, this is the thing. I mean, when you might be thinking about it when you're on deck, or even when you get into the batter's box. Neil Walker, another teammate of many, obviously, with the Pirates,
and has done well against the Pirates.
But how locked in you get as a hitter. I mean, by the time you're in the box and you go through your thought process, and you forget. You don't. It doesn't matter who's out there.
Now full up, 3-2.
It's amazing as a hitter in the batter's box how you hear nothing. And when you get in there and you're looking out at the pitcher's delivering. You hear nothing. The concentration level is so intense. It's really neat. I mean, I miss that.
Three-two. And Frazier aboard again. Trying to set up a 2-out chance for Andrew McCutchen, who back in the first inning cracked that home run. That sounded good. Home run number 24. 2-run shot putting the Buccos up early, and that is the margin right now. Frazier with 8 steals. He's running on the first pitch. It's a strike, and that isn't. So Frazier in with his 9th stolen base.
I think the throw would have had to have been perfect. I thought Adam had a very big jump. Thought he was going to get there easily. But that's a strong throwing arm from Pena. And again, if it's right on the money, they would have got Adam. But too high. Able to get under that tag.
So Frazier with the inside the park home run on Saturday. Today a stolen base. I was talking with him today. He said, yeah, I'm just fine. He said, I was a little winded after the inside the park home run, but after that, just fine. Not afraid to test it at all.
Well, again, that's the ultimate test. An inside the park home run. You're not going to have a greater test as far as knowing if you're 100%.
And he's now in scoring position here with 2 outs, so a base hit likely could add to the lead. And McCutchen all year have been very good. .314 with runners in scoring position. Frazier going to try for third, and he will move up.
Yeah, I am so against pickoff throws. I just, how often we see these attempted pickoff throws and how often are they successful? They're rarely successful, and not a big deal. He moves up 90 feet. Most likely Adam Frazier scores on a single from second.
That error from Pena. The Brewers lead the National League in errors.
I wonder if they have a stat for attempted pickoff throws by catchers. I guarantee, I would think, I don't want to guarantee, but I would think that less than 1% are picked off.
Bob was just talking about that the other day. He has the same distaste for that. They're very rarely effective. When you do, you remember that. Oh, wow.
Well, there are times where you'll see a guy maybe lean or you know, maybe take a little too much, and then you react and then throw the pickoff or attempt to pick a guy off. But the pre-planned, you know, move a guy out of position to try to pick a runner off never works.
Will be the final out. Man left at third, but the Pirates own the advantage 2-0. here in Milwaukee in the series opener. There's Francisco Cervelli, and he's getting a little closer to returning. Our Allegheny Health Network injury update, and paused at rehab for a while there, but now ramping it back up over the weekend. He's begun throwing and hitting again, and was scheduled to do some running again today. So that left quad feeling better for Cervelli, hoping to return soon and hopefully this season, which is likely at this point. Keon Broxton, the one-time Pirate. Talk about a streaky player. Been up and down all year. Seven up and 7 down for Stephen Brault. And we don't want you to miss the last Sam Valley fireworks night of the season coming up at PNC Park on Friday, September 22nd. There'll be a pregame Barrel Kia block party on Federal Street, and then you can watch the Pirates and the Cardinals at 7:05. And stay after for those Sam Valley fireworks presented by Sugardale. Get your tickets at pirates.com/fireworks. Pirates have one more homestand remaining here on this road trip in Milwaukee, the first of 3, and then a 3-game weekend set in Cincinnati. Orlando Arcia.
It's incredible that there's only one more homestand.
It's really zipped by this year.
Yeah. Very, very quick.
Arcia may have cracked his bat.
There's been a lot of broken bats for the first few innings here.
Maybe that's Wood's dried out or something.
Late movement. Some balls off the end of the bat. Some balls hit off the handle.
Brault's gotten the first 7. Make it 8 with his second strikeout. Well, it's only into the 3rd inning, but this is so far the best we've seen from Stephen Brault.
Oh yeah, going upstairs with the heat. 91. Arcia, I believe, twisted that ankle or something. A little limp going back. But yeah, he's looked good.
Facing Brandon Woodruff. He's already put together a couple of hits in his brief major league career. Pretty good hitter down in the minor leagues. 9 for 40 with a home run.
Oh, he had a great hitter's park to pitch in.
That's yeah, in Colorado Springs.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nice play by Sean Rodriguez. And it's 9 up and 9 down for Stephen Brault.
Beautiful.
Good play by Sean Rod. And the Buccos will take a 2-0 lead into the 4th. WPMC scoreboard. Yeah, since 1901, there have been 5 teams that have won 19 or more games in a row. So, I mean, Cleveland tried to join that group.
Remarkable.
And only one of them in the last 70 years. So, good play to end the last inning as Stephen Brault has issued 9 outs in a row.
Nice little pick quickly to his left. And you know, Sean's always going to be on his toes. It's first ground ball. Hit by a Brewers batter, and he makes a nice pick, strong throw.
Meanwhile, the Pirates have gotten to Brandon Woodruff with the 2-run home run by McCutchen, but otherwise just the walk to Frazier. Now you think about winning 18 games in a row, you know, at this time of the season too. I mean, for Cleveland, I mean, that's gonna they got a shot at the best overall record now in home field advantage throughout.
It's that's I have to admit I was a little out of the loop. I mean, I knew they had a winning streak, but I didn't realize, wow, 18 in a row. That's crazy.
Now they got a 1-game lead over Houston for the best record in the AL. As you look at the lowdown and all the scores around, New York in playoff position. That's a very tight race for the wild cards in the junior circuit. And then in our division, or our league, I should say, the Dodgers. What a story that has been.
Yeah.
Looking like they're going to be one of the great all-time teams. And they've lost what now 15 of 16, 10 in a row.
Yeah, that's yeah, who would have thought it? I mean, they were just rolling along. We're thinking, oh, 115, maybe 120 wins. Now they might not get to 100.
I mean, they're going to make the postseason, and they're probably going to win the division. But this is the last time of the year that you want to be playing this way. I mean, they had a 21-game lead. What, not even 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
essentially.
And so Arizona's pulled within 9. Diamondbacks are pretty much a lock to make the postseason. I think they're going to be, in this half of things, the most dangerous team, in my opinion.
Yeah, you hope that the postseason this year will live up to last year's. I mean, that was a lot of fun.
Unpredictable.
Yes. It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously very difficult to win a World Series, and you know, a lot of different things can happen. And it's proven year after year that you can't buy one. You know.
And the Cubs, by winning last year, of course, getting rid of that 108-year drought. But Cleveland was an inch away from winning, and they had a long dry spell as well. So they're bidding to go back.
Well, the Cubs were an inch away of being eliminated by the Giants too.
Yeah.
I mean, people forget that. I mean, if Giants had a bullpen, which was a struggle for them all year last year, I mean, the Cubs would have been eliminated in that round.
And they're still able to be friends.
Oh, that's a Brewer, an Indian, and a Cub.
Yeah.
How about that?
They're all able to be friends. Brewers 2 games back of the Cubs, or just 2 back. And then that guy's got his pro wrestling figure. Little guy in front of him. There's a lot going on in that picture. See, right there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a Viking of some sort. Well, not around here. They wouldn't have that. A better place to be than at the ball yard. 1-2 on Polanco. That'll sneak through. And after a 3-hit day on Saturday, Polanco with his first in 2 trips today. Says he really feels healthy again. Took a little extra time to get healthy as well. Hey, MLB.com at bat. That's your #1 mobile app for live Pirates baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. You get Pirates home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Polanco back.
Pretty close. Anytime a pitcher comes over while you're moving away from the bag, that's scary. Beards are in, huh?
Yeah,
everybody's wearing beards nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you got most of one.
Oh, I've had this thing for some time, but I'm just saying that the big bushy beard is in.
You're a trendsetter, is that?
No, absolutely not.
I could grow one, maybe I'd. No. No, but yeah, the guys have had them, and sometimes it's the contest who can grow them bushier, longer.
And I want to say baseball started it. I mean, I feel like it was like Oakland. It seemed like a number of years ago that the guys started growing the beards, and everybody wants to grow it. That's a good one. It's halfway to ZZ Top. Jay Hayes hiding his beard.
Brandon Woodruff off to a good start in his career. Maybe the beard has something to do with it. In hockey, it's good luck.
Yeah, that's always been a thing.
Just for part of the year. So baseball and doing it year round. And Woodruff tonight giving up the 2 runs. He's never given up more than 2 runs in any of his starts. Barrel Automotive League leaders, so the lowest ERA the first 4 starts in a Brewers career. The knuckleballer Tom Candiotti, who wasn't really a knuckleballer when he first came up at that time, but Brandon Woodruff right there on that list. High chop. There's the out on the tag of Polanco at second. That's the only out.
As a base runner, you're told don't run into the tag. And Gregory Polanco thinking maybe that he could get by the Brewers second baseman without being tagged, but looks like Perez got a piece of the jersey. Fortunately, an errant throw gets him off the bag.
And Craig Counsell's out to argue that Polanco had moved out of the baseline, and therefore, if he's out of the baseline, then that prohibits Perez from being able to make a quicker throw and getting Rodriguez. There's no retribution for that. Now the thought is, if Polanco signaled for being out of the baseline, then Perez can give up on trying to tag him, but he's still there. Not much basis for that, in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he was close. Yeah. See if you can get a 3 out, right? Elias Diaz. Pirates lead 2-0 on an Andrew McCutchen first inning home run. Rodriguez aboard at first with 2 away. And Shaw with enough time and records the final out. Hit the man left. And the Buccos leading 2-0.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Elias Diaz ending the last inning. It seemed like a harmless ground out, but his backswing caught the Brewers catcher Manny Pena.
Oh, right in the elbow. Ouch.
Around the left non-throwing elbow. Brewers will send up the top of the order as Brault has sent down the first 9 in a row. Perez flat out his first time. Behind 3-0.
It'll be interesting to see if the Brewers can make any adjustments. Second time through.
They have seen Brault before, but very little. Brault last season was up, making 7 starts with the Pirates. There's Darnell Coles, a former Pirate, who was the hitting coach for Milwaukee.
Pop up, easy out. Nice job of coming back there.
Yeah, down 3-0, gets a weak pop up. Domingo Santana hit, as you pointed out, Rock, a weak liner. There's the left elbow, very tender. Hit on the backswing by Manny Pena, or for Manny Pena, for Elias Diaz, the catcher of the Pirates, who was the batter. Brault has sent down the first 10.
Late swing. And a fastball.
Got 3 swings and misses on that fastball now. And again, that's a below average velocity. 93 plus is average these days. But when you're getting swings and misses, that's all that matters.
That fastball was by him as well. You know, it's not like it's like, you know, pinpoint control. I mean, those are up and out over the plate, but you know, it's just Santana not picking it up and way late.
Now the Brewers have not. They have been scoring the fewest runs in the National League. So Braun has been behind more hitters than ahead early on, but the Brewers are scoring the fewest runs per game of any National League team since the All-Star break. So what is normally thought of as this big offense, and they're healthy too. They've got all their available players. Well, they have not been scoring runs, but yet 2 games out.
The last time they faced a lefty, they scored some runs, but they threw the same lineup out there. Let me see, was it against the Cubs? 15 runs a couple of days ago. Big breakout against Montgomery, a lefty. And so they figured they'd try it again, put the same lineup out there. And Stephen Brault has been excellent.
Another cut and a miss on that fastball. Travis Shaw, the lone lefty other than the pitcher in this Brewers lineup tonight against the left-handed Brault. I'm telling you about how healthy these really both teams have been. You look at how many guys have been on the DL or how many games missed. That's usually that tells the severity of the injuries, and both the Pirates and Brewers have been relatively unscathed this year. There have been some key omissions, of course, for the Pirates that don't count it on the DL. Marte's suspension and Jung Ho Kang not being permitted into the United States. So that doesn't count. But if you put those man games on that list, then the Pirates would obviously move down the order.
Of course.
Josh Harrison going to be out the rest of the year. Good news is no surgery required on that hand. He'll be more than fully healthy well before spring training. So just keep it in that cast. Keeps him from turning door handles or picking up bags or anything like that. So those are the things that you tell him not to do. 3-2. There's the first Brewers base runner. And Cervelli has been on the disabled list on multiple occasions this year. He's itching to get back. He really wants to be out there all the time. So Carlos Subaru has company for the first time tonight.
Yep. Stephen Brault will throw his first pitch out of the stretch.
To the lefty Shaw, who popped out his first time.
Travis Shaw having so much success against the Pirates. I was thinking that one way to kind of cool him down is not allow him to have the second at bat till the 5th inning. I was thinking he's on deck. I'm like, we get Braun here. Your cleanup batter doesn't get another at bat, his second at bat till the 5th. Like half the game's over. But, getting a chance here in the 4th.
With a man aboard. Shaw's hit 5 home runs against the Pirates this season. Came over from the Red Sox. Principal part of that deal was Tyler Thornburg, who moved into the closer role at the end of the year for the Brewers. Red Sox wanted him to be a setup guy, but he's been hurt all year. Red Sox instead started the year at third base with Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah.
Who's now was signed in the minor leagues by the Giants and brought up, but struggling mightily again. And Shaw starring with Milwaukee. The 2-1. Comes back with a strike.
You see a fastball there. It was in the lower third of the zone, but caught a lot of plate. No swing from Shaw. That goes to show you. I mean, that's for a lefty down, middle in, just above the knee. That's usually good hitting. I think he couldn't pull the trigger. It's the ball's just getting on these guys.
And he strikes him out looking.
And look at the location. So it's not like it's a borderline pitch. He's just sneaky tonight.
And he has blanked the Brewers through 4. Leading the Brewers 2-0. Let's take a look at our day automotive this day in Pirates history. Back in 1947, the Pirates and the Boston Braves played a doubleheader at Forbes Field. Kirby Higbee pitched 13 innings in Game 1 and had a walk-off home run as well. Ralph Kiner with a home run in Game 1 and then 3 in his first 3 at-bats in the nightcap. His 4 home runs on the day set a team record that wouldn't be matched until Jason Thompson hit 4 back in 1984. Stephen Brault on deck. He has no hit Milwaukee through 4.
Heads up, Robbie.
Yep. Cool, calm, and collected. Not a hair out of place. Jordy Mercer bounced out against Woodruff. Jordy is attacking both sides.
Yep.
1 for you, 1 for you.
Stay alert.
Public service announcement from Jordy Mercer. Now hit it forward. Surprised that's not in the baseball chatter from the dugout. Hit it forward, you. It's not as good as what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Woodruff has pretty much matched Brault tonight. That 2-run home run by McCutchen back in the first, but otherwise a walk to Frazier and a single to Polanco that rolled through the infield. That's been it. Marte waiting for his chance this inning. 2-2. Right off that right foot, ankle.
If you have a shin guard on and you still get hurt, it's not fun.
I think it hit off the right one. Let's see. Nope, it hit off the front. Left one. It really stings. It doesn't go away once you get back in the box, does it?
Yeah, it depends. Some are worse than others. But again, I was talking about it earlier. Right now, he doesn't feel it. You know, you're up there, you're bearing down, and now you'll feel it again after the at-bat's over.
Woodruff has struck out 2, both looking tonight. Get some scores on the lowdown for the American League. Light schedule around baseball tonight. Cleveland winning. And Brault hitting into the right field corner. And extra bases for Stephen Brault. Brault in his professional career a .361 hitter.
Yeah, good athlete. You know, we've talked about it before. I mean, that fastball in, close to ball in. He's just handsy. You know, a good hitter. You talk about how good their hands work. Look how effortless. It's just let the hands go.
Here's a Division II All-American outfielder. Pitched in college, sung as well at Regis University in Denver. Now he has an extra base hit in his big league career. Brault has never struck out. Been up 17 times now.
Oh, I thought you meant like in his life.
Oh no, that would be really impressive. Struck out in the minors.
That's soon.
But 17 plate appearances. I mean, pitchers strike out all the time.
Yeah, that's impressive. Is that some sort of record?
Oh well, Rock, why would you ask that? It's not quite a record, but we haven't seen any ball player start a career with this many games without a strikeout in 9 years, and that's including position players.
Wow.
So credit to the hitting coaches too. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Don't strike out, Steven.
Hitting coaches never get credit. They only get blame.
Yeah.
You guys are hitting good. Well, that's the hitter that's hitting.
But they also deflect the credit too, don't they?
Of course they do.
Yeah. If they've worked with somebody and they start doing it, they want the confidence to go to the player. Those guys work hard. You never see them. They're always working in the cages, working out on the field, video. Coaches, usually for a night game, they'll be leaving around lunchtime to go to the ballpark. They're here all day.
Yep. Yes, they are. And this time of year, I mean, they're working even more with the expanded rosters.
More guys to help, to learn. Even the pitchers. Two. That one hit well out to center. Broxton looking up, and there it goes. A home run for Starling Marte. A laser out to center, and the Pirates lead 4-0.
That's a pretty swing right there from Starling Marte. He gets a pitch on the inner half and turns it around to right center. I mean, that's talking about handsy with the swing of Stephen Brault. Starling Marte pulling the hands inside the ball. Look at the location. That ball's inner third. Woodruff frustrated.
He's given up two two-run home runs tonight. That's the 6th for Marte. And great to see both Kutch and Marte hitting the ball with authority tonight.
He knew it.
Frazier lines out for out number 2. Well, both guys not really hitting for a lot of extra bases over the last several weeks. Oh, stung.
Plenty of distance too. Hit that back green wall.
Estimated to 402 feet. McCutchen homered back in the first. Well, you were calling for this, Rock. You said you wanted to see some long balls.
I should have said, instead of saying hit it in the seats, I should have said hit it at.
Well, they've done that twice. Marte feeling good. That snapped a 1 for 21 for Marte. And, you know, credit Brault, too, for getting aboard ahead of that. That makes it a little extra powerful. Picks himself up an extra run.
That's where, like, the home run ball. I mean, it's such a dangerous weapon if you're able to hit the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, I think Woodruff's thrown the ball pretty well here tonight, but you know, if you hit the ball out of the ballpark, it doesn't, you know, 2 swings, 2 runs, 2 swings, 2 runs. I mean, able to get the hit and home run back to back.
Yeah, both times. Frazier and McCutchen linking up in the first. Starling Marte with a 2-run blast. And the Pirates own a 4-0 lead. As we begin the bottom of the 5th on our UPMC scoreboard. And there's Stan Kiles, the Indianapolis pitching coach. He'll be up with the Pirates the rest of the year, and Clint Hurl wants him to see how a lot of the guys that he's seen all year pitch at the major league level, including Stephen Brault, and kind of act as a liaison as well as reward him for his service. And he's no stranger to this ballpark. Worked for the Brewers prior to joining the Pirates as the bullpen coach. Brault has allowed 1 base runner. He walked Braun with 2 outs in the 4th. Let's revisit our Rivers Casino tips to win.
Hit it out.
Pirates are winning as they've hit some home runs, right?
Yeah.
That's That's the first hit for Milwaukee. Aguilar with a single. And the other one for Brault to go deep in the game, and he's already in the 5th inning and pitch count in the 60s. So this is way better than what we saw in his last time around.
Yeah, and just one base hit now, and again heading towards the bottom of the lineup, and the stuff's good tonight. Get you a double play ball and keep moving and go deep.
Milwaukee has some action. The funky delivering Oliver Drake. Well, Brault's fallen behind hitters tonight like this, but Diaz this time with a man on. Going out to try to settle him down.
More and more of that with bats these days. A little taped handle.
It's kind of spongy. Brault hoping he doesn't get in a sticky situation. The leadoff man aboard. Try to keep it tight. He's had a good outing so far. Diaz with a great try.
Oh, careful.
Holy smokes. Talk about that kind of an effort. It didn't get up very high, so he had to dive for it. Pitchers appreciate that.
Yeah, it was so weakly hit, it just didn't stay up long enough.
Great look here. Tom Prince.
Yeah, he appreciates the effort.
Long-time catcher. Rub his eyes to make sure he saw that right. Don't often see that. Very good effort by Diaz. And in the right field corner, and Polanco able to haul it in. He went a long way to get that one.
Going into that corner, that short porch down there in right field, not a lot of room in foul territory. Would have been a fair ball.
Instead, one out. Roxton had a weak looping liner back in the 3rd. Aguilar on at first does not run well. He singled to lead off the inning, the only Brewers hit tonight against Stephen Brault.
Usually sitting there thinking about double play ball, something hard right at somebody, and I'm looking. I said, not one of their position players have hit a ground ball off of Brault. Good changeup.
We saw the ball strike ratio fair, but has had some pitches in some hittable areas, but he's gotten a lot of swings and misses. Usually you want 2/3 first pitch strikes, so the peripheral numbers are not agreeing with Brault, but all that matters is that big goose egg he's put up so far. Got 8 swings and misses tonight. And you'd expect a little bit of that from Milwaukee. They lead all the baseball in strikeouts, their hitters. Broxton second most in the National League. '164th time down on strikes.
Yeah, that's an amazing number for Broxton. It's not like he has a whole bunch of bats. That's 93 right on the outside edge. And there's a lot of swing and miss there.
He strikes out 38% of the time. A lot of talent, but also a lot of flaws too. And Brault able to get the best of him. Five strikeouts for Brault tonight. Orlando Arcia, one of those victims, back in the third. Aguilar led off with a single. Frazier has the final out. And one hit left right there. 5 scoreless for Stephen Brault. And the Buccos lead 4-0.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. By USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. And by Day Automotive, we're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Here on September 11th, Pirates own the lead here at Miller Park, 4-0, as we begin the 6th. Josh Bell will start things. We're starting to get to the point where there are players that when September 11th took place that they were very, very young, and some not really involved in this game tonight, but a few of the guys who don't even remember. They were so young. Just talking with the players today about their recollections. Many of them, they're in school, a different perspective. And many of them grade school. Clint Hurdle was sharing his recollections today about how the baseball world came to a stop. Everything came to a stop back in 2001. Everyone, there was no air travel, of course, and so everybody away from their families. You think about at least far, far away from the scope of what's important, but in the baseball perspective, for instance, Craig Counsell, if the ball players were away at that particular time, they couldn't travel to see their families or be with their families at that time, and the stress that caused. Now, of course, way secondary to all those directly affected by it, but just to put it in baseball perspective.
It was a crazy, crazy time. I mean,
the chaos that ensued.
Everything. Horribly sad.
And that's what I think today kind of made me feel a little better, was in talking with players how some of them don't remember much about it. That one driven to the gap. That's going to be extra bases. A ground rule double for Josh Bell. And a leadoff man in scoring position for the Pirates. I was talking about what Clint Hurdle was telling us before the game today about his reflections from that terrible day in 2001, and he shares it with us now.
Out of the ashes of the Twin Towers is built One World Trade Center to let the world know that we're not going to lay down. We're going to go. We're going to fight. We're going to rebuild. We're coming back. I mean, they built it 1,776 feet for a reason. There's just so much courage and history, and this is a wonderful land that we live in, and the people are so resilient throughout this land.
Good thoughts from Pirates manager Clint Hurdle. And Ray Searage, native of Long Island, shared his recollections, and Robbie will report on that in just a bit. Here are the Pirates enjoying a 4-0 lead in the 6th. Stephen Brault has shut out Milwaukee over 5 innings. Talk about his double more than his pitching prowess.
Pitchers love to hit.
Bell with his 25th double. Capping that 8-pitch at bat. Brault especially. I mean, he went to Regis University, a Division II school. He had offers to go play at a number of Division I schools to pitch, but he wanted to play in the outfield too. So Regis said, yeah, you can be our center fielder and pitch. They also had a good vocal music program that helped lure him over there too. Wanted to study singing and music.
Opportunity here to manufacture one, get them over, get them in.
Perez trying to cut down that hole, the second baseman. What's the best pitch to try to hit if you're going to move up the run?
Yeah, I mean, that changeup's a good pitch because you're just looking to get the barrel out in front and just to pull something to the right side, And I mean, do that. Just
that'll certainly do it.
The fastball up and in is a good one.
Polanco with a ripping single, his second hit tonight. That moves Bell on to third. He stands there, and still nobody out in the sixth.
After the changeup had him out in front, I'm guessing that Woodruff thought he might be looking for something soft again. And he goes hard up and in, and a nice looking swing from Polanco. Quick to the ball.
So Craig Counsell wants to pull the plug on Woodruff's night tonight. Pirates have touched him for 4, looking for more. And here comes Jared Hughes.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Brewers putting the Pirates, I should say the Pirates are putting the Brewers in a tough position here, down 4-0 as Woodruff out of the ball game here with 2 men on and nobody out. Really quelling the momentum that Milwaukee established in that series in Chicago. Familiar face coming on in a familiar situation as well.
Jared Hughes, 3.53 ERA, 3-3 record, 22 walks, 42 punch outs in 51 innings.
Right back to him. Bell hung up. And the Bell is out. Polanco only able to move up to second.
Nice little job from Jared Hughes, the comebacker. Now, if the Brewers are up 4-0, they just go and get the double play. But with the Brewers down, well, you don't want to give up any more when you're down 4. And boy, that was close.
They had to decide whether to give up the ball to the catcher, and then by the time he got too close, it was do or die. On a 1 unassisted put out, Polanco moves to second. Rodriguez reaches on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, that isn't exactly textbook. How do you don't want to work a rundown when a pitcher has the ball and the objective is to get rid of the ball, or at the very least get the runner going back to the base he left, get him going in that direction and give up the ball.
Bell kept working his way toward home plate.
But that's what you want to do, is a runner at third base. You know, make them make the decision. You can't be standing there while they turn a double play. You know, so you have to break. And you still have a runner in scoring position, but you only have one out. So the situation, if you're a runner on third base, okay, if you want to stay there, they turn 2. So you have a runner on third, 2 out. Well, this is a better situation, first and second, 1 out.
Polanco, the lead runner. Hard chop. Look at 1. Not in time. Diaz beat it out.
Pretty close. And yeah, I'm sure looks like that might be reviewable.
Right, counsel considering whether to look at it. Yeah, they're going to challenge it. Pat Murphy, the bench coach, relaying from the video room.
And maybe he's asking about the slide from Sean Rodriguez. Perhaps I was thinking about that, like, you know, before the new rules around second base, and Sean Rodriguez and the way he goes about playing baseball. The ball wasn't hit all that hard, so Sean Rodriguez could have knocked the second baseman Perez in the left field, a few years ago. But he just goes in hard, as you know Sean Rodriguez would do. So he causes the high throw, as Perez had to get rid of it quickly.
Look at our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. So maybe counsel was explaining, I would like to challenge both the bona fide slide at second and Diaz's safeness at first. And that is confirmed that that's what they're challenging. Well, the folks in New York, the umpires, the same umpires that we see here in uniform, they rotate, are looking at a bank of video screens. They have access to all the angles from both teams' telecasts. Now, look at second base here. One of the components is you got to hold the bag.
Yeah. I mean, that's about as hard as you can go into second base anymore. And again, you know, Perez knew he was coming. Yeah. There was some contact, which resulted in the high throw. And if he's rolled safe, that high throw makes a difference, because if it's a chest high throw, first baseman Aguilar extends out and probably catches it another foot or so out in front, so it would have probably been an out call.
And they'll determine whether Rodriguez rolled out the barrel. It's something that they don't want you to do to break up the double play. And Rule 709 says if the base runner willfully and deliberately interferes with a ball or fielder with obvious intent to break up a double play, the batter is also out. So they're really trying to figure this out, because they're looking at two different things. And this tells me, if they're taking this much time, that they're not going to call Rodriguez out at second, because if they did, then the inning would just be over. It wouldn't matter if Diaz beat out the back end. So the Brewers are out of challenges. They went 0 for 2 on that double dip. Yeah, the fact that didn't really, I mean, Rodriguez did not really contact Perez. And that play was very close. The call at second was confirmed, so Rodriguez did not violate the slide rule. And at first it was the call stands. It was too close to call. Not enough to overturn it. So the Pirates will have 2 men on with 2 out for Mercer, with Polanco moving to third. Brewers out of challenges.
Pretty good pitch there. He was not getting the call. I mean, sometimes this is where that good sinking, that good movement from a pitcher might cost you, as you see Pena reach kind of a little bit to the backhand and kind of took that pitch out of the zone. So they're going to go ahead and walk Jordy.
And he got the pitcher up with 2 outs, but you know, Brault is not Madison Bumgarner. However, he's not your run-of-the-mill pitcher at the plate either. Already doubled tonight.
Oh, surprised. Up there taking. It looked like he was taking all the way.
Took the first time he saw Woodruff too. Maybe that's his aim. Remember, there's no room for error now for Hughes. The base is full. Brault hitting .376 in his career in professional baseball. And he comes through again. He brings in 1. And Diaz hustling home. He will score on the 2-run single by Steven Brault. What a night for Brault.
Boy, it just looks so easy. He looks like a hitter. It's just effortless. It's talked about it with the double. He ripped down into the right field corner. It just, he uses his hands so effortlessly. And just watch how simple the swing looks. It's just flick the wrists, throw the barrel at the ball. A lot of room up the middle.
And that scores 2. Couple of RBIs, 2 hits for Brault tonight. He has more hits than he's allowed.
Yeah, how about that?
And Brault still looking for his first major league victory, and right now a healthy lead. He's already gone the requisite 5 innings. Just 1 hitting the Brewers. Could this be the night?
Yep, pretty comfortable.
So they elect to intentionally walk Mercer. Brault makes him pay. The 2 inherited runners come around. And the Pirates have built a 6-0 lead thanks to Steven Brault.
September 11th. We remember those affected by the 9/11 terrorist attacks in New York City, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. There's a look at the 9/11 memorial in New York City. And as Joe mentioned a couple innings ago, Pirates pitching coach Ray Searage grew up in Freeport, Long Island, New York, not too far from New York City. And he discusses getting in touch with his family on the day of 9/11, 2001.
I was able to get in touch with him. You know, my brother works downtown. He has an office downtown as an architect, but thank God at that point in time he wasn't there. He was out on the island. So I have relatives that are in upstate and out on Long Island, and you know, outside the shock of it, you know, just making sure that everybody was home and stuff. So that was big.
Now, in 2001, Ray Searage was not a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a pitching coordinator for the then Florida Marlins. So you imagine being roving around the country with a brother working in New York City, Joe, and having to try to track down his whereabouts, wondering if he was affected by the terrorist attacks that afternoon, and thankfully he was okay.
Yeah, these stories bring back, I'm sure, so many terrible remembrances for a lot of people. So many people were affected. They lost loved ones, friends, family members, and we think of you all here today. That's what this day is about. And we have the game of baseball to uplift us even 16 years later.
And back then it wasn't easy to locate people. There was no cell phones.
Very little of that at that time, and especially down in Lower Manhattan. I mean, everything.
Well, not everybody had a cell phone, is what I was basically saying. I'm getting yelled at. Well, the truck, they're yelling at me because, you know. But what I mean, but not many people had cell phones.
Oh, right, yeah. No, absolutely. There's a lot of difficulty at that time. And here today, the Brewers had a moving tribute outside of Miller Park, as well as pregame ceremonies here. And on the mound, Stephen Brault really putting on a show tonight.
Well, that's a perfect pitch right there. A little backdoor breaking ball. Right on the outside edge. I mean, as a hitter, you see that out of the pitcher's hand, and it's like, that's a ball. No, that's about perfect.
And the Brewers went to Chicago, swept the Cubs. Pirates have won 8 of the 13 meetings with the Brewers this year. And poised to add another. And check out some Point Park tweets as Bernie Brewer has nothing to do tonight, thanks to Stephen Brault. Everybody enjoying the work of Stephen Brault tonight, offensively and on the mound. Brault with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. The Brewers with 1 hit and are scoreless. And the folks at Regis, the only major leaguer from Regis University.
Is that right? Pretty cool.
Hopefully on the way to victory number 1 here in his 9th major league start.
The MVP in AAA this year. And so far, I have to say the MVP of this game for almost 6.
Earlier we talked about our this day in Pirates history, and Kirby Higbee hit a home run and pitched 13 innings. I don't know if he's going to do quite all that today, but maybe shades of Mr. Higbee from Stephen Brault tonight. He's poised to make this his longest outing of his career, and certainly his best. Up to 88 pitches now. Has pitched 6 innings once. That was last season in a start. Two base runners for the Brewers. A walk to Braun in the 4th. A single by Aguilar in the 5th.
Pitch count up to 89. Kind of snuck up on him. I didn't think he had that many. It seems like it was just so effortless. Pitch number 90, an easy out for Jordy.
So 2 down. And on this Patriot Day, USAA honors those who have served and all of our service members at home and abroad. And this is part of the Memorial Remembrance. Milwaukee Fire Department, Wauwatosa, I believe, fire department out there, a neighboring city. Hit very well to center, but the ballpark holds it. That kind of night for Stephen Brault. 6 scoreless for Stephen Brault.
Pirates baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrow. Visit our brand new Kia showroom in Wexford. More vehicles than ever at the very best prices. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
What a night for Stephen Brault. 6 scoreless innings on just 1 hit. He's gotten 2 of his own. Driven in a pair of runs. Everything going right for Stephen Brault.
Outstanding stuff. And Oliver Drake now takes over for the Brewers. 3-4 with a 4.59 ERA. A little more than a strikeout per inning.
There's a deceptive motion.
Very odd. Takes that ball out of his glove, reaches way back with it, almost to the clay behind him, and then right over the top.
Came up through the Orioles chain. He was a 43rd round pick out of Navy. Frazier tonight, a single and a walk. Scored ahead of the McCutchen home run back in the first. Also got a 2-run home run by Marte in the fifth. Arcia with the first out. Brault also getting in on the action at the plate, but on the mound he was very good tonight.
I'd say so. I mean, got in there early on. He got a lot of soft contact, a lot of weak pop-ups. Throwing fastballs by guys. Good change up there to Aguilar. Upstairs. Gets Arcia. His best breaking ball of the night. And then, whoa, almost goes down.
Almost everything went right for him tonight. He's okay. En route to his first major league win. McCutchen with that home run back in the first. That was off the Brewers starter Brandon Woodruff, who gave up 6 runs in his 5+. Yeah, the Pirates have activity. A.J. Schugel starting to loosen. I guess that Brault complete after 6, right?
Yeah, I mean, the pitch count. I think if he would have kept the pitch count under 90, maybe you let him go out for the 7th. But it looks like 6 will be it. A very effective 6.
Yeah, the Pirates heeding your advice tonight. Your recommendations?
Please.
Trying to adopt another team, I guess, down the stretch.
Or got bad directions.
You turn right in Stockton. Oh, sorry. That's only half the story. Allowing 1 hit over 6 shutout innings. 2 hits, drove in 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Way out in front was Andrew. These guys are always tough when they have all that funky motion. As Marte with the mid on in case he has to protect himself.
Always bring your glove. He strikes out McCutchen with the splitter. 2 up, 2 down here in the Pirates' 7th, up a half dozen. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. We're from Miller Park. Just a short walk over the Miller Valley to the Miller Brewing home. Josh Bell, a ripping double his last time.
likes to throw that split. He throws a bunch of them. Looks like he can locate it. Throws it for strikes. He can throw it to try to get chases.
Drake, one of 13 players available tonight out of the Brewers bullpen. September rosters expanded. Brewers even assigned Quentin Berry. Remember Quentin Berry, who would always come in and was a pinch runner? Seemed like he'd be on a postseason team every year. Went and got him out of independent baseball just so. And rosters expand, why not?
Yeah.
So they threw him on their bench. Gregory Polanco would bat next if the inning continues. He's got 2 hits tonight. So it makes it really fun for matchups and gives the manager a lot of weapons. A 2-out free pass. And we'll bring up Polanco. Two singles tonight for Gregory, including a nice play out in the field, helping out Stephen Brault to his 6 scoreless. Trying to give him that first big league win. Ball 1 to Polanco. Well, last year, after his 3rd season, became the 4th Pirate to have 30 home runs in his career and 50 steals by his 3rd season. Yeah, a healthy 2018 could get him back to that way again. The inning ends. Time for hugs. And time for a stretch here, and also a ceremony here of God Bless America. Kozlowski will sing.
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
late summer night here in Milwaukee. Hope you had a good stretch. Now look at our Nissan road ahead. Tomorrow will bring us Garrett Cole in search of his 12th victory. He will oppose Brewers lefty Brent Suter. On the air with you at 7 o'clock right here on AT&T Sportsnet. There's Garrett Cole. And here's A.J. Schugel.
A.J. doing great work. 4-0 and 193 ERA. This will be his 27th appearance. He's worked 28 innings, 22 punch-outs, 10 walks.
Ryan Braun is one of the 2 Brewers base runners tonight. He walked in the 4th. Walt was very effective tonight.
The curveball from A.J. Don't see that a whole bunch.
Starting to work it in a little bit. It's been pretty much fastball and changeup for him. The rest of the division tonight, quiet. Cardinals off, Cubs off. And Milwaukee would slide a half game back, and in 3rd place behind the Cardinals and the Cubs if the Pirates prosper. Good start to the 7th. Use your PNC Pirates card when you buy Pirates tickets during the last regular season homestand. You can save $5 on select seats to the Sunday through Thursday home games that remain. And then you get $5 in loaded value. Good for concessions and merchandise. Go to pirates.com/Pirates card. Get your tickets as the Pirates conclude the regular year with one final homestand. They'll be home for the 18th through the 27th. These Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Baltimore Orioles. Cleveland has been unstoppable in baseball.
That's pretty remarkable. 19 straight.
They're very close to that. Talk about the teams that have won 19 in a row. The 0-2 A's we think about. Prior to that, they won 20 in a row. Prior to that, the 1947 Yankees. That's the 2nd most recent team that's won 19 in a row. It's been a handful. Arizona, really a team to watch in the postseason. They're taking on the Rockies, and that has implications for these Brewers too, because Milwaukee's starting the day along with the Cardinals 3 back of the Rockies for that 2nd and final wild card berth in the National League. That's to the shortstop, Mercer.
And another curveball. Nice little backdoor breaking ball. Easy out.
Schugel saying he wanted to use that a little bit more.
A little up, but effective.
Just to try to get guys off the changeup. I think the word's out now. Schugel back with the Pirates again. His opposing batting average off that changeup is the best in baseball over the last 2 seasons. So the scouting report very easily can be that, but then change up something just even a little slower and a little something more off speed. Aguilar has the Brewers hit tonight. Jacob Barnes, trying to get him some action. He hasn't pitched in a while. Since Tuesday. Could see Rivero tonight too. He hasn't pitched since then either. Two home runs tonight by McCutchen and Marte. Stephen Brault, a 2-run single with the bases loaded. Counting for the scoring. There's Kachi, hit one in the first.
I like the opposite field homers too. Both the home runs hit the other way. Well, Marte's more towards center than right, but
count full up. Yeah, Marte with a home run. That one back to the 5th after Brault doubled. Get this inning over with. I'm hungry. Is that what that means? And Schugel obliges. Couple of strikeouts looking. Marte can get his protein bar. And we'll go to the 8th. Good night for the Buccos. Begin the 8th inning here in Milwaukee. And you can collect the final free shirt Saturday of the season when the Pirates host the Cardinals on September 23rd. It's at 7:05. If you're one of the first 20,000 fans through the gates, you get a Pirates t-shirt thanks to PPG. So go to pirates.com/free shirt Saturday and get your tickets. Everybody enjoying the ball game tonight. Jacob Barnes coming on for Milwaukee.
64 games, 3-4, 440 earned run average. Lots of strikeouts, 72 in 61 in the 3rd innings.
Starling Marte with the long ball tonight. One of 2 Pirates home runs. Brault going 6 innings tonight. Barnes is a hard thrower. Come right back up. We're back and fire it. A little different than Drake, huh?
Yeah. 97 looked like it hit a little cut that first one. Hard slider.
underneath it. Arcia secures the first out here in the 8th. Barnes wants a new baseball. Elias Diaz tonight 0 for 3. Making his 9th start in the last 10. And he has really said he's benefited from the playing time, being able to just get a little bit more comfortable, confident, learning the pitchers, learning opposing hitters. The Pirates may be counting on him at some point next season. Francisco's probably right now on the shelf.
You know, guy obviously a prospect, great throwing arm, got some pop. And really hasn't had this much of an opportunity yet at the big league level, but good time to evaluate. Get him out there, let him play.
And sometimes, you know, in September, performance is taken with a grain of salt a bit, but these are major league games that matter, especially when they're against teams that are in contention, like we saw with the Cardinals, the Cubs.
I mean, for me, big league baseball is big league baseball. I understand that, you know, there are call-ups and stuff like that, but I mean, it's tough to perform. It's tough to do well up here.
Big stadiums, right?
It's the caliber of the players you're playing against.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best. It's the best in the world. I think every young player that comes up, you know, there's a bit of a question mark. Well, can I do it up here? You know, there's nerves. There's, you know, you might put added pressure on yourself to try to prove yourself. I mean, it's difficult. Some make it look easy, you know.
Yeah, but those are the guys that usually have a bronze plaque at the end. When did you feel like once you started having that confidence, did you have to have a little success on the field, or?
Oh, I think anytime you have success, you're going to be more confident. You know, it goes with it. I mean, that's the only thing that makes you confident is success. And so, I mean, for me, I never, you know, I was up and down every year, so I had, you know, never felt comfortable.
Yeah,
you don't.
But you knew you could perform at the major league level.
Sometimes
doubts creep in.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, it's not easy. It's tough.
90% of the game is half mental.
Every time I came up, I had to prove that I could stay. And obviously I didn't, because I didn't stay. I went back. I
but
came
you got a lot of
back and
chances
I went back.
because of what you did.
Well,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah.
it's tough.
And so forth. Yeah, I mean, even the best guys who have been at the very top,
yeah,
sometimes have a tough go of it. Kutch homering tonight, broke a streak. He had gone a month without a home run. You never think he'd go a month without a home run. Now he might hit 10 before the end of the year. I heard someone say once that it is easier than ever to make the major leagues. It is harder than ever to stay in the major leagues.
Maybe. I mean, I
don't know.
Yeah. Again, you got to prove that you can play with the best.
Mercer puts a charge into this one. And Jordy Mercer with his 14th home run. Pirates putting a whooping on the Brewers, 7-0. 3 home runs for the Buccos tonight.
Looked like a little bit of a hanging breaking ball there for Jordy. Puts a good swing on it. Creating backspin. There it goes. That's a 95. Maybe that wasn't a slider. It broke like a slider. But again, nice easy swing. Stays inside.
Well, most home runs for a Pirates shortstop since Jay Bell hit 16 back in '91. 14 home runs for Mercer. Building on his career best. Three long balls tonight and some extended pitching from Stephen Brault.
Outstanding work from Stephen Brault.
Broxton has the final out, but the Pirates had a run on the home run by Jordy Mercer. 7-0 Pirates. On first inning, Andrew McCutchen cracking his 24th home run, and that gave the Pirates an early 2-0 lead. Another 2-run home run off Brandon Woodruff. This time Starling Marte going to the opposite field for his 6th. And in the 6th, with the bases loaded, Stephen Brault singling in a pair of runs, his 2nd hit today. And on the mound, he was nearly perfect.
Good stuff. I tell you, he had it going on. He had these guys fold. Had the swing and miss. Had the trip. Had the bat going. Outstanding stuff.
Yeah, that little stumble was the worst thing that happened to Brault tonight. Yeah, 1 hit over 6 scoreless innings, walked 1. Jordy Mercer with a home run, adding to the Pirates' advantage. 7-0 here in the 8th inning. Really a needed turnaround. The Pirates have lost 5 in a row. They scored just 6 runs total in those 5 games. And putting up another good pitching effort tonight.
Hudson 2-6, 4.53 ERA. 55 2/3 innings of work, 59 punch outs.
Manny Pena 0 for 2. Guess that's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah. Hard to get into football this early. I mean, it's just started, you know.
Yeah, I don't switch over until after the World Series. And by then my Lions are usually about 2-8. The only thing I got going for me is that I'm not a Browns fan, so that's good.
Packers up the street.
Big time Packer country here, yeah. Wonder who Elias Diaz cheers for. Brewers fans cheering for a rare Brewers hit tonight. Robbie's got more on Twitter Tuesday coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be Elias Diaz going to take your questions. Use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. Send anything you want. We'll talk about his season. Been a pretty interesting one, seeing extended playing time for the first time in his big league career, due in large part to the injuries suffered by Francisco Cervelli, and proving himself quite capable behind the plate and at the plate as a big leaguer. So use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday and ask anything you'd like to Pirates catcher Elias Diaz, and we'll answer tomorrow in the pregame and at points in time throughout the game as well. Joe, anything you have, by all means, tweet it. We think we know somebody may be able to get your tweet on the air.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Got the Packer hat on, the Cheeseheads here. Green Bay, about 2 hours north of Milwaukee. But the Milwaukeeans still like the Packers here. You get just a little bit south here, it's Bears country, though.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to drive about half an hour.
Just can't imagine any Bears fans in Milwaukee, even though it's closer.
Yeah. As soon as you get out of the metro, yeah. Consider Northern Illinois. Sogard just in the game, and niftily turned by Adam Frazier. Nice play.
Beauty. Anytime you got a ball that takes you to the bag, a guy with some speed like Sogard makes it a bit easier. Momentum taking you that way. Hit the bag, jump throw.
The glove work and the hops. In Brewers country, they like hops. It's not against them tonight. Getting shut out. Erasing one of their 2 hits. Yep, that's the one thing. Doesn't matter. Everybody agrees on that here. They used to have back at County Stadium. We saw Bernie Brewer earlier, their mascot. He used to slide into a beer mug, big frothy beer mug, and they did away with that. Now it's just a navy blue pit right there. Not as catchy. But they still sell it. Might be closing time for her. Arcia 0 for 2 tonight. Stephen Brault went the first 6, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, 6 scoreless. A.J. Schugel, a couple of strikeouts in his perfect 7th. Hudson trying to face the minimum here in the 8th. Arcia, a talented young shortstop. They really like him.
Yeah, I mean, got some range, good arm.
Still only 23 years old, just turned last month. Will be a face that we'll see for a while here. Brewers draw a walk.
Game almost 3 hours old. It's weird. Arcia just now getting his 3rd at bat. It's his 2 hours and 45 minutes. You get two plate appearances.
Get cold. Look at the lowdown. Cleveland, the winner. They have won 19 in a row. And part of the idea here with some of the call-ups is to get some of these guys left on left matchups, and we'll see Dan Runzler make his first major league appearance in 5 years. And the Brewers closing up shop. Pirates with a commanding 7-0 lead. And part of the call-ups that the Pirates just had from AAA Indy, they wanted a couple of lefties to come up, see if they could do some situational left-handed work. Dan Runzler, who has not appeared in the major leagues in 5 years, made his debut here just over 8 years ago here at Miller Park. Great comeback story.
Pretty good numbers down there in Indy. 40 appearances, an ERA just over 3.
32-year-old who was a teammate of Delwyn Young's, Darrell Ward's, and Rafael Palmeiro 2 years ago for the Sugarland Skeeters. Talk about making a comeback. Yeah, Rafael Palmeiro.
I was going to say, is that the guy I think it is?
Yeah.
Still playing?
Yeah. So Runzler back in the big leagues, playing with some more current players and preserving the lead. For you tomorrow night here on AT&T Sportsnet as Garrett Cole will get the start for the Buccos against Brent Suter of the Brewers. And again, our coverage will begin at 7 o'clock with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Join us on AT&T Sportsnet. See if the Pirates can build a winning streak, assuming that they've got this one in hand, up 7-0 here in the ninth.
Junior Guerra come in to pitch the ninth. The bullpen was starting of 1-4, 523 earned run average, 18 home runs allowed, 63 and 2/3 innings.
The opening day starter.
Yeah. Walks are up, not many strikeouts.
And Hernan Perez has moved from second to center field. And after Marte will then be Frazier, and then McCutchen, the top of the order here in the ninth. Eric Sogard stays in the game. He pinch hit for Broxton. Guerra had been sent to the minor leagues and was called up when rosters expanded. After a fine rookie year as a 31-year-old last year. Marte tonight, a 2-run home run back in the 5th. Pirates have hit 3 long balls.
And this game can humble. It's like I said, he came up. Great year, you know, opening day starter.
Talk about somebody that had been around. You know, Guerra had pitched in Hawaii, Venezuela, Mexico, and even Italy, as well as many different independent teams in the U.S. Was originally signed as a catcher with the Atlanta Braves in 2001. I mentioned playing San Marino, Italy would be.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Not if your goal is to make it to the major leagues, but just, you know, having a nice time. What Guerra did, he made the major leagues the next season after playing in Italy. It's Marte to start the ninth. Also pitched for the Wichita Wingnuts. Pitched in the Mexican League in Yucatan. Adam Frazier tonight, a single and a walk. Stole a base as well. I think they'll be able to brag on text after the game to Brandon Woodruff, his collegiate teammate.
Oh yeah.
Faced him 3 times, got a single and a walk before lining out the final time. Aguilar starting the second out. Andrew McCutchen. Two-run home run back in the first. Good to see him knock off that streak. He had gone since August the 8th without one.
Always nice to hit a homer. You're always going to be happy after a game when you hit a homer. But if you hit one in the first and then you go 0 for after that, it puts a damper on it a little bit. It almost feels like you hit it yesterday.
And McCutchen since hit one back to the mound, struck out twice. Sean 0 for 4 tonight, so Trying to get in on this hit parade tonight. 9 hits for the Pirates. 2 by Stephen Brault, including 2 runs batted in.
They've made the most of their hits. 7 runs on just 9 hits.
Three balls and a strike. McCutchen back in that first inning, really connecting.
Probably frustrated with that pitch. He's hoping to get that one back. A 3-1 count, good hitters count. Looks for fastball, gets the fastball, middle of the plate. Didn't do anything with it.
And McCutchen draws a walk. Felipe Rivero, who has not pitched since Tuesday, looks like he'll get some work tonight. Trying to keep him fresh. He'll have the top of the order due up for Milwaukee in the bottom half. So Kutch, yeah, will finish the night with a walk.
Yeah.
Now the home runs feels good again, right?
I guess. Yeah, it's like I said, 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer. And you go home 1 for 4.
But a 2-run homer.
You hit the 2-run homer your last at bat, you have a great 1 for 4 night.
Because then you're trending, right?
Recent.
Bell most recently has doubled and walked. First 2 at bats, grounded out. Guerra is the 5th Milwaukee pitcher. Woodruff went 5+. Hughes gave up the 2 inherited runners. So assigning those to Woodruff 6 runs in his 5+. Drake, Barnes gave up the homer to Mercer, and now Guerra. Craig Counsell's club looks poised to move to 2.5 back now of idle Chicago. Rockies in action tonight, leading the wild card chase. It would be by 3.5, and maybe 4 if they would win tonight.
So the Brewers have any more games against? Yeah, they got a big 4-game series against the Cubs.
Is that here?
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be fun.
And the Cardinals right there too. Taking 3 from the Pirates in St. Louis over the weekend. Polanco with a couple of hits tonight. It's the only real tight division in baseball. The Yankees are 3.5 back of Boston, but that's a 2-team race. Everything else pretty much decided. Well, down on strikes. And we're going to see Felipe Rivero. 7-0 Pirates. Here in Milwaukee to begin the series. Good night at the plate and a good chance to finish it off strong with Felipe Rivero.
Yeah, you like your chances with Rivero up there for his 67th time. 4-2 record, a 1.58 ERA, 18 saves. Obviously, this is not a save situation. Just getting work in, trying to pile on some more strikeouts. 82.
And Rivero, who had not worked since the Pirates' last victory on Tuesday, just get him an inning. And the faithful taking in this one tonight. 27,000 announced. And the Bucco fans making their way here, enjoying this one. Most of the Milwaukeeans have departed. Pirates poised to go to 9-5 against the Brewers this year. Garrett Cole's going to get the ball tomorrow. The way that Brault pitched tonight, allowing just one hit over 6 scoreless and having 2 hits, driving in a couple of runs. Kind of a Cole-like outing in that regard. Dominant on the mound and coming up with something at the plate. And we're going to see Tyler Glasnow on Wednesday, and talking with the Pirates brass and some of the other people associated in and around Glasnow to try to figure out, is it more of the same? You know, is he just, that's a fair ball, and Rivero is there for the out, or because he was dominant at AAA last year, or is there something different? And by all accounts, he's attacking hitters more. He is when he's trying to pitch off the plate to get a chase. It's not a nothing pitch. It's something that's a competitive pitch, and trying to use all 3 pitches. A little mechanical tweak as well, so they can get on top of that curveball. Really start using the changeup more, and that's what he's been doing. The walks came down quite a bit, especially his last 7 starts, under 2 walks per 9 innings. We've never seen a stretch from Glasnow anywhere where he's shown better command like that. It's interesting.
I look forward to seeing him. I look forward to seeing him, and hopefully what he did down there and the adjustments he made will work up here. And again, we talk about confidence. I mean, he left here not very confident. Obviously, with the struggles, and it's remarkable to think about how he has dominated every level in the minor leagues. And it'll be interesting to see. Play by Marte there, holding Santana to a base hit.
3rd hit for the Brewers tonight, all singles. Brewers haven't been to second base tonight. Ryan Braun walked back in the 4th. One of 5 Milwaukee base runners today. Brault went the first 6, struck out 6. He's in line for his first major league win. Schugel win an inning, 1, 2, 3. Hudson got a pair of outs. Dan Runzler, veteran left-hander with the Giants, 4 years with San Francisco, but had not appeared in the major leagues in 5 years. He quickly retired Vogt. And now Rivero. That one at 100.
Yep, triple digits, just missing off the plate.
They'll get one. Braun runs pretty well, and he'll beat out the back end. And out away from a Pirate victory.
Old Chopper just not hit hard enough. Still thought they had a chance, but Braun going hard.
So they'll leave it up to Jet Bandy. Will bat for Travis Shaw. You don't see Shaw get pinch hit for very often, but as a left-handed batter, there's almost no chance. Even a guy like Shaw.
Yeah.
Rivero has become that guy that absolutely wipes out lefties. Lefties are slugging .088.
I think it was a favor from Craig Counsell to Travis Shaw. That's just take her in. I'm not going to make you face this guy.
I mean, Rivero has struck out 42% of lefties. Wow. Almost half the time as a lefty you just strike out. You don't even put a ball in play, let alone reach. So instead, the right-handed Bandy. A strike away from a Pirate victory. And that completes the shutout. 100 miles an hour from Rivero. And the Brewers never get to second base all night. A resounding 7-0 win. Home runs by McCutchen, Marte, and great pitching and hitting from Steven Brault.
Yeah, just about a perfect game. Everything you can ask for. An early lead with the home run by McCutchen. You add on, made the great use of your hits. 4 hits, driving in 7 runs. And but the story will be about Steven Brault, an outstanding evening with the 6 scoreless, only the 1.